Tonight we're staying at Under Canvas.
Well, there is a hospital of exit 65.
We're down at the Hoover Dam today right now. We're gonna... She's liking this trail. Hiking.
We thought we'd have a nice little Easter special here and share a little bit about ourselves and our faith with Easter. Easter has been a holiday for a long time, even before Christ, you could say. The resurrection of Christ, Easter was going on. Easter was a holiday that was more in celebration of the spring equinox, somewhere around March 20th or 21st. And it was to one of the pagan gods, Eostor, E-O-S-T-E-R was how the actual spelling was.
And the Greek spelling of it is Ashtar.
And Ostara. Ostara was the other name. I couldn't remember that. O-S-T-A-R-A. But that's kind of where the idea of Easter came into play. And as we talk a little bit more about it, you'll see that it was what the church did, especially the Roman Catholic Church at that time, in order to bring more people in as followers. There was a lot of merging with some pagan traditions that became our own.
As Christianity spread throughout Europe, they started trying to eliminate all the pagan rituals and everything that were associated with the holidays and bring it to a more spiritual, rounded Christian theme when they were worshiping around the holidays. And that's how they started bringing in the resurrection with Easter. When we brought the Easter holiday in, it started using it for the resurrection of Christ, just like the cross or the swastika or anything else. We started using those symbols in our rituals and took the symbols and turned them in from like bad symbols to good symbols. It's just like how the swastika was used as on the Knights Templar, and then all of a sudden Hitler had it. One's good, one's bad. It's how you use the symbol. Well, Christians brought the symbols in around Easter and just made them spiritual.
And if you watch other videos of how people around the world celebrate Easter, you'll notice it's definitely a cultural celebration. Everyone has it a little bit different. And, most countries...
One second. Go ahead.
But most countries, Easter is a time for getting together, maybe gift giving, which actually goes back to the original equinox celebration, but some gift giving and just spending some quality time with family. The tradition of the Easter bunny, Easter eggs, and all of that came at a later point in time. It was after the celebrations. It was after the resurrection, of course. It was after the spring. So somewhere probably in the Dark Age time is where the Easter bunny, Easter eggs came in, I would guess.
Look at this water right here before I keep going. Let's look out here. See that little beach?
And that's what's nice. I mean, I'm hoping that you guys are having a beautiful Easter day.
Yeah, this is beautiful. This is the way we chose to spend our Easter. And you see that we're not wearing our uniforms. We're in our Easter clothes, guys.
Yeah, we even get Gracie out and show you her little Easter dress in a little bit.
Yes, we will. When we get down here to the thing, we will. I want to take some pictures before I continue on. There you go. That's beautiful. In a minute, I'll let you down. Okay, so what he was saying and what I'm saying is, so we started using and celebrating Easter and bringing it into the modern day, right? And so every year around Easter time, how do we celebrate that? We go to church, we dress up, we give thanks to the Lord for his sacrifice, for his rising, for everything dealing with his resurrection. And we have Easter egg hunts, we give gifts, and we have family dinners and celebrations. And a lot of people say, well, isn't that commercialization of Easter? It is and it isn't. You want kids to always keep Easter dear in their heart. And when they're really young, how do you do that? How do you make them understand the resurrection of Christ? It's a deep subject.
It is. Well, my opinion has changed recently, and I think that we should change the name of the holiday to Resurrection. I just think that should be what's on the calendar.
Right, yeah, Resurrection Day, not Easter.
So that we remember for what it is.
Easter is rooted in pagan words. The Easter Bunny is a pagan invention. The dying of the eggs is all pagan. It's a secular thing. Yes, it is. I agree with that. But you got to understand why we do that. It's to keep children engaged. What did you do with your children when you were younger to keep them engaged on something that you thought was important? You know?
Right.
How do you keep them in church? There's Sunday school. And why is there Sunday school? Because you can't sit them in the chapel and expect them to learn like that. It sits still.
Easter is, it's a great celebration of family and fun is what Easter really is. But we don't need to get lost and confused between Easter and the resurrection, because if it wasn't for the resurrection, there'd be no reason for Christianity. The resurrection is everything to me. And you show me the resurrection isn't real, you've just thrown every bit of my faith.
The resurrection is why the Christians celebrate Easter. That's
Exactly.
the only reason why we do that. Yes. Let's keep walking down here. Isn't it beautiful out here?
It is.
Let's go out here and look. I love this out here. I think it's pretty. You see, there's this is the Henry Dam, Lake Henry Dam, right?
Yes, Neely Henry.
Neely Henry Dam. I always get that name backwards, always. Let's go out here. We're going to stay on the land side right now. We might let Gracie go down on the beach in a minute and y'all see our Easter outfit. Hey, when we go over, get her on that side, we'll let her down on the beach.
Okay.
You want to?
Yeah.
I just thought this is pretty out here.
It is. It's a real nice day. The water's just a little fish. I think I got that on. I think my camera was aimed at the right angle to get him.
Yeah, and when we get down there, we'll finish our talk as she's running on the beach. Yeah, this is pretty, isn't it? Looks like somebody's been fishing out here.
It is, but I would love to know what some of your traditions are on Easter. Comment below. Let us know what you like to do during the Easter holidays.
And have you seen those old Easter masks with those old Easter bunny rabbit heads? Those things will give kids nightmares. No wonder kids had nightmares about the Easter
Oh my
bunny.
gosh, yes.
Some of those costumes are horrifying.
I know. I love watching Easter from way back.
Yes. And then
it was those paper mache. It was those paper mache costume masks.
Yes. And they were scary looking, like horror. And then you look at the foods they used to have with ham and potatoes and basic staple food type things, guys. Here you go. Let's see if we can put her down right here somewhere. Let's find a low spot we can get down.
Yeah, I think I see a little place up here.
I'm not so quick to go running across some rocks when I've got sandals on. And you can see I could be feminine.
Hey, well, let me turn this on me for a second here, because I want all y'all to see that watch the homestead shows. I do have a clean blue shirt.
I had to order him one for Easter, though. Because I was looking through his clothes and he has lost a lot of weight, guys. And I know some of y'all know this, so thank you. But he didn't have any clean blue shirts for Easter. So I just ordered him one and asked, don't you dare take that out of that package till Easter. Here you go, over here. She can get down.
Yeah.
And you see, I wear something besides jeans. Well, these are pants, guys. This isn't a dress.
I love that. Reminds me of those pantsuits back whenever I was younger. I'd see ladies wearing.
They're very comfortable, and they're classy, like it.
Well, actually, one of the aunts that I was very, very fond of would wear stuff like that.
You know why? It's nice. All right, come on. Let's bring her down here and let her see the beach for a minute. There we go. There we go. Ugh. Get away from that area. There's something dead there or something. There's flies. Nastiness.
And because of the resurrection, it makes me not feel so bad about those that I have lost. Because that aunt I was just thinking of, she passed away, about 20 years ago or more.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's good to know that one day I'll get to see her again.
Look, guys, don't waste time messing around about God. Because time goes by in the blink of an eye.
No, well, watch
Put her down and let us see her Easter outfit.
Okay. While I'm putting her down, I'll keep
You
talking.
can talk. Go ahead.
But if you look at the other cemeteries and everything that we do, and you start checking out the dates, life is too short. You know, life is too short to be gambling with.
That's why we don't take chances like that. You see her little head bow in her. Now this is Gracie's Easter dress. Hey, Gracie. Let's get Gracie. Gracie.
Yeah, she's putting on a little bit of weight too, so
Gracie.
don't be picking on her.
But still.
She's old lady.
Gracie.
She steps inside that dress. We'll have to fix that.
She's stepping inside of it. She's stepping on her dress, guys. See, this is her. You know what we get her? Preemie clothes. And so we were looking at preemie clothes, and Jay said, this is a good one for her, you know, out on the lake and stuff. So that's what we did.
Well, it's pretty and pink, and she's a little girl, so.
Yeah. Let's see if that
She
helps.
don't care.
There you go. Oh, now I can run.
I have movement.
She's like, now I can run. Where you going? She's like her mom, want to get off the beach.
You going up to the grass, big girl?
Watch her. I don't like the nasty sand and water. See what she does. She's going to that dead thing over there. I told you to go by where all the flies were. I said, don't let her down over there. Gracie, this way.
Gracie,
I don't want her rolling in it. She got her nice clothes on.
I thought Easter was about letting kids do what they like to do.
Oh, no. This is her nice Easter outfit. She's not allowed to do nothing stupid.
She's like she's on a mission.
Here, take a picture of me and Gracie. Look at Day. Look at Day.
Woo, Gracie, don't you just look so pretty today? Just like your mama, all pretty and nice.
All right, now let me get a picture of you and Gracie.
Okay.
And I'll put them side by side, guys. So
here, come here, Grace.
Gracie's like, all I do is pictures. All I do is pictures. I know she's looking right at me. Okay. She wants to explore, Dad. Slow down.
You gonna explore some more?
Yeah, let's walk down this way. We'll walk up here, sit down, and continue our conversation, and she'll walk to us. Isn't that pretty?
It is.
That's beautiful.
It is.
Look at her walking.
She's just going on and getting as far ahead as she can. Gracie be like, this is the best day ever.
Right? Kidding me? What are you doing?
She does not have a lot of days where she acts all puppish. So I'm glad you guys are getting to see it.
Y'all get to see it more than we do, I promise. We don't get to see that. Most times she's just laying around.
I think she knows we have the camera.
And it's a different place and different smells, and it's something interesting. Okay. We'll go up here. And we'll set up here on the table. All right, come on. We'll go up here to the table.
And God, what I was saying a minute ago about the resurrection itself. Well, first it was the burial. And one of the things that I looked at, because I went a lot of years looking and finding my faith. So one of the things that I always look at is the history. I love history. You can tell that both Jen and I do. And 4 separate books in the Bible written at different times all have the same account. And what I'm going to do, you can find this exact passage and we'll pop this up on the screen here, but Matthew 27, 57 through 60, in Mark 15, 42 to 46, in Luke 23, 50 to 53, and John 19, 38 to 42. And what we're going to do is we're going to read the one from Luke because, well, it's the shortest, but it gets the point across.
Okay.
So now, there was a man named Joseph from the Jewish town of Arimathea. He was a member of a council, a good and righteous man who had not consented to their decision and action. He was looking for the kingdom of God. This man went to Pilate and asked for the body of Jesus. And that's the most important part of all these is it talks about Joseph of Arimathea going and asking for the body of Jesus. And this was accounted for 4 separate times.
Right.
And not only here, but it's also in Roman history.
But why did he ask for the body?
Well,
there were reasons for that.
Well, there were several. One reason was because they didn't want any desecration to the body.
Right.
I don't know if they knew what was going to happen to the body or not.
I think that they were worried that they were wrong, and he was already a martyr.
See, the problem was
Right.
that the body was going to disappear.
Yes.
And everyone was going to say he rose,
right.
but there would be no witnesses, no nothing about that. But that's where you come into the
right.
story.
Yes. And see, they didn't know what to do, right? And they had people guarding that tomb to make sure that nobody came and messed with the body outside of dressing it and preparing it. And all they did is washed him off and wrapped him with a sheet. That's all they did to his body. I think they put anointing oil on him. Yeah. Okay, the resurrection of Jesus is seen the resurrection of Jesus is the reason why Christians celebrate Easter. And I'm going to pull in the scriptural reference on that and why we believe in the resurrection and where that comes from. That's Matthew 28, 1 through 10, Mark 16, 1 through 8, Luke 24, 1 through 12, John 20, 1 through 10. Now, I'm going to pick to read Mark 16, 1 through 8, when Mary Magdalene and Mary, the mother of James, and Salome brought spices so they might go and anoint Christ. When the Sabbath was passed, Mary Magdalene, Mary, the mother of James, and Salome brought spices so they might go and anoint him. And very early on the first day of the week, when the sun had risen, they went to the tomb. And they were saying to one another, "Who will roll away the stone so that we can go in to the entrance of the tomb?" And looking up, they saw that the stone had been rolled back, and it was very large. So they're saying, men couldn't have rolled it back. How are we going to get into the tomb to bathe his body in spices? And when they got there, it was already rolled back, and he was already gone. He'd already risen.
What's important on that is it's found in all 4 books, multiple historic accounts. But what's great is in the New Testament, when you can find things in multiple books by different authors, what I love is that Matthew captures he captures the events as they were. He's more historical.
Right.
When you read John lets you have more of the emotion that was going on at the time.
And then Mary Magdalene, I like her account the best because when she went in there, she was intimately close with him, guys. I mean, intimately close with him. And there's been contention over that. I'm not going into that. That's not what I'm talking about. But when she went to find him with Mary, the mother, went to find him to anoint him, and then she was crying and she was weeping because she said, "They have taken my master away. They've taken his body. They've taken him away." And then she turned around and he was standing there. Now, he revealed himself first to Mary Magdalene and Mary, his mother, and he knew that the disciples might doubt that, might even doubt that, and he said he would come back again and then talk to them, and he did. But he revealed himself to her as she was weeping and crying and talking about seeing him and talking to him. And he's asking them, "Why are you weeping? Why are you looking for me in the tomb when you knew I was going to be out of that tomb in 3 days?" So that is her account, and y'all guys really need to read that, really intensely read that. The account where Mary Magdalene goes in and looks and doesn't see him. She's weeping, and she's in fear of what happened to his body. And then she sees him. It's a beautiful scene.
Again, when you have all the 4 books that are alike, I'm going to give you a recommendation. Mark is a great book to read, a great, whole book to read, because it gives you the entirety of the story, but it's not as long. It's more of a synopsis. And if you find that interesting, then it's time to go and start looking at Matthew, John, and Luke. and getting the rest of the story, to feel the emotion, to understand some of the history, what was going on. Things didn't just happen. Just like in today's time, politics played a lot into this. If you look at the story from the Roman side, it's just as confusing, because Pilate was backed against the wall. He had to follow the law. And even his wife didn't want him to follow the law at that point.
No, and the Pharisees and everybody were scared. They were scared that they were wrong in the first place. What if they were wrong? What if we're wrong? Well, if we're wrong, we just really messed up, right? We really messed up. And that's the thing, guys. Like, they wanted their way, and then the politics wanted their way, and then the church wanted their way. So it was a whole confusing thing. And Christ was going against all of it, saying, you don't need to do all of this pretense and ritual and tradition and all this stuff and paying for salvation. All you have to do is speak my name and understand that, well, there were some quotes that Maya Angelou said a quote. Do you remember what the quote was?
I don't remember it off the top of my head,
right
but I
here.
do have it written down.
Go ahead and read it.
Love recognizes no barriers. It jumps hurdles, leaps fences, penetrates walls to arrive at its destination full of hope. And that was Maya Angelou.
Oh, and read the next one right after that. Mine flew away.
Okay. Death could not hold him, and neither can our doubts, fears, or struggles. He is risen, and with him so are we.
See, and that's exactly what the Christians celebrate. When we talk about Easter, it's not the eggs and the Easter bunny that we celebrate. Christians who understand what the celebration is about, this is what we celebrate, guys. We celebrate the resurrection in the hope of Jesus Christ. He rose from that grave, guys. He rose from that grave, and because he did, he took our sins. He took our sins and gave us freedom. And when he rose from that grave, he gave us a relationship and an eternity with him. And that's something you can never repay. That's why you owe your life to him. You owe service to him. You do owe that, because he gave his life for you.
And again, everything that we're saying is based on our own personal views and beliefs.
Go ahead.
And we encourage you to do your own research.
Yeah.
And I speak from experience. I had to research over 20 years until I found where my faith lied.
Yes.
And I went to every church, every religion. And finally one day, I realized that it's not the religion, it's the faith. I was looking for something I already had.
Right. It's not religion, it's relationship. That's why I always say it's one of my favorite phrases that I rely on that, because it's not the church you go to, it's not the religion you serve, it's your relationship with God. That's what's important. And as long as you can talk to him and hear him and have a relationship with him, you're going to be okay. You don't need to darken the doorsteps of a church every time. I'm not saying don't go to church. That's not what I said. If you need church and you need the structure, go. If you don't.
Let's walk out here a little bit.
All right, you want to go look at some more of the water?
Go look a little bit more of the water here and stuff before we close on out.
Okay. This is beautiful.
Because it's such a pretty day, and I'm glad everybody's spending Easter with us.
I was looking at these, like, why is that like square? Is that chunks of the road that used to be here? Like the old chunks of the road?
That is definitely chunks of road, but that's probably from all over the place.
Okay.
They just bring that in for erosion.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, it does. It would help with that, wouldn't it? All right, we'll go right that way. We'll go out on the dock. It is pretty out here today. It's 70 degrees, guys.
It really is. Oh, and there's the purple martins already getting started.
Is that what's up there?
Yeah, let me come on up here and we'll zoom in on them for just a second.
Go ahead before we scare them off.
Oh, we won't scare them off.
You won't scare them?
No. Purple martins are fairly tame. But now, the folks up north, I don't know if you have purple martins too far up there. I don't remember seeing a lot of purple martins, so I moved to South Carolina. But, you hang these gourds or you put some bird houses out, martin houses out. And these little guys, they'll consume their weight in bugs every single day. Mosquitoes. The only problem is if you have honeybees, this is why I won't have them, because I want to have honeybees and they eat honeybees.
Oh, so they're bad for honeybees.
Yes.
It is so pretty out here. I hear you. I hear
They
you
have a pretty
guys.
song. I love them. I do. I think they're wonderful.
Yeah.
I just, I hate that they don't get along with honeybees or they try and eat them. Well, yeah, that's what I said, Gracie.
She's crazy.
Why you want to eat the honeybees?
She said, that's nasty.
What was you remembering when you ate one?
She said, those things are spicy.
That's right. Spicy sky raisin.
Spicy? What are you doing, Gracie? What do you think?
She thinks, therefore she is.
I can't really pick more out more on days like this. I guess everybody's wore out by Sunday. By the time Sunday comes along, they're in church right now. That's probably what it is. It's Easter. That's another thing. I mean, we do have Easter services and people go to church.
Hey, and I'm telling everybody, just because today is 420 is not a sign. All right, you go to your family's home, you do what you do, and then you go home.
And then you'll be on your time, right?
That's right.
Go over here and look on this dock. We'll get a couple pictures out here. We'll close up out here.
Yeah.
Sound good?
Yes, it's nice. They got a swimming area over there. If you want to swim in this type of water.
Why would you? I don't want to.
No things I don't want to do
This
either.
is as close as I want to get to the water. Yeah. Fish attractors are located underwater around the pier to provide greater fishing access.
Well, how about that?
That's nice. Here, come over here and get you a picture. Gracie. All right.
Baggy dog and me.
I don't want to lean on that.
So guys, again, we want to thank you for, your support over the last 3 years as we build ParaCrypt up. And we want to also thank you for inviting us in your home on Easter Sunday. Happy resurrection to you all.